These characters have great ambitions. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 film and TV Slytherins.
Ornamental, not functional. I am a rose dying on the vine here. Give me a war to run, or the CIA, or something, but I use the copious amounts of free time I have to think.
For this list, we'll be going over the characters from movies and television who we think would be sorted into Slytherin House in the Harry Potter franchise, for displaying cunning, ingenuity, and/or ambition.
There is no justice, Piper. Don't you know that by now? So we will lie to protect ourselves.
Number 10. Don Draper, Mad Men. A consummate 1960s businessman, Don Draper is an advertising executive. Don is also exceptionally cunning and insightful into the minds of consumers, which makes him great at his job.
There's no reason we can't talk this out.
Talk about what? This silly idea that people are going to come to some store they've never been to because it's more expensive?
However, while he can frequently be ruthless when his job calls for it, Don is still frequently tormented by inner demons, both from his past and from his relationships with women and his alcoholism.
Look, I'm sorry I was so hard on you before. It's just this damn tobacco thing.
You'll think of something. A man like you I'd follow into combat blindfolded.
He can also be a compassionate man, at least more so than many of his contemporaries. So while Don may be more open-minded than many of the pureblood fanatics who make up Slytherin, he'd still fit right in. Number 9. Tinkerbell, Peter Pan. Tinkerbell is the friend of the eponymous Eternal Boy, but she's not exactly as sweet as she first appears.
Tink! Come here. You're charged with high treason, Tink.
While this pixie with a pixie cut is feisty and quick-tempered like a Gryffindor, her deceitfulness and underhanded tactics put her firmly in Slytherin for us. Plus, she's already dressed in green. Frequently jealous and spiteful, Tink is willing to do anything to get what she wants, with her primary goal often being having Pan all to herself.
Shanghai Wendy, Captain? Take her to sea with us. With her gone, Peter will soon forget this mad infatuation.
To that end, she's willing to resort to attempted murder and even betraying Pan after feeling abandoned by him. Number 8. Scarlett OHara, Gone with the Wind. Scarlett OHara may begin her story as a spoiled Southern belle, but by its end she's developed into an ambitious woman who does whatever she needs in order to provide for herself and her family. In short, just the sort of woman who would do well in Slytherin.
I'm going to live through this, and when it's all over, I'll never be hungry again.
Now, if only she weren't so hung up on her Hufflepuff of a brother-in-law, when she had a perfectly good Slytherin beau in Rhett. Frankly, we hope the Sorting Hat gives a damn enough to realize where she belongs.
Red, you go. Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Number 7. Woody, Toy Story franchise. This one might seem odd at first glance, but it's obvious when you think about it. Heroes can be Slytherins too, you know.
We've got trouble.
Trouble? Where?
Down there. Just down there. A helpless toy. He's trapped, Buzz.
Woody is an ambitious toy who relishes his position as Andy's favorite plaything for many years, reacting strongly when this position is threatened.
Wait a minute. You don't think I meant to knock Buzz out the window, do you, Potato Head?
That's Mr. Potato Head to you, you backstabbing murderer.
Similarly, whenever he's separated from the boy, Woody's able to repeatedly find his way back to him despite incredible odds, demonstrating tremendous resourcefulness and a willingness to do anything to accomplish his goal. And conveniently for him, Woody's already intimately familiar with the Slytherin mascot.
There's a snake in my boot.
Number 6. Sue Sylvester, Glee. As tempting as it was to choose Santana Lopez instead, we couldn't choose anyone from Glee but Sue Sylvester. The coach of the cheerleading squad, Sue is a bully to both students and faculty alike, and often acts as the show's antagonist.
I want it on my desk, warm from the laminator at 5 p.m., and if it is 1 minute late, I will go to the animal shelter and get your kitty cat. I will let you fall in love with that kitty cat, and then on some dark, cold night, I will steal away into your home and punch you in the face.
Relentless in her pursuit of her goals, which usually involve either acquiring more authority and/or disbanding the Glee Club, Sue can be altruistic to others, but it's usually inadvertent or else to aid those already close to her.
When I took the reins at McKinley High, it was a cesspool of hate. And it was my vigilance and tough love that turned that place into a no-bully zone.
Despite her caustic tongue, she still manages to accomplish most of what she puts her mind to, and Slytherin could do worse than the future Vice President of the United States.
Take off those sunglasses. I want to look in your eyes when I give you this piece of business.
Number 5. Lady Mary Crawley, Downton Abbey. The obvious pick from Downton Abbey would be Thomas Barrow, that sly sneak. However, we're singling out a subtler Slytherin selection.
What do you know of such matters?
I've been married. I know everything.
Lady Mary Crawley comes across as cold, and she certainly can be to those she doesn't know or doesn't like. She's also quite self-centered, going out of her way to be the center of attention and being particularly vindictive towards her younger sister Edith.
Perhaps you could share with Edith.
You're joking.
Well, someone may have to sleep on the top floor, with the servants.
I'd rather sleep on the roof than share with Edith.
However, Mary does have a good heart when it counts, as she's kind to her servants and quite open-minded and progressive. All qualities that Slytherin could use more of. Number 4. Schmidt New Girl. One of the roommates who makes up the main cast of this sitcom, Schmidt, whose first name remains a mystery for much of the series, is a handsome and cocky guy who's far more successful than his friends are.
Who would want to throw this away?
A blind man who suddenly recovered his sight? Get rid of it, Jess. Pine has no place in this loft. It's the wood of poor people and outhouses.
This leads him to be rather insensitive and, according to his friends, a douchebag. Come on, he's got the jar to prove it. Despite his controlling nature, Schmidt does have some admirable qualities, such as his persistence, particularly in his love for Cece.
I'm like a sexual snowflake. Each night with me is a unique experience.
Okay,
Cece.
are we gonna do this or not?
Slytherins can be self-interested, but they usually have people they care for, and Schmidt is one such man. Number 3. Tom Haverford, Parks and Recreation. You know how we just said that Slytherins have people they care for? Well, Tom Haverford does too, but he cares more about himself and snazzy clothes.
Oh, la la, look who's fancy.
Oh, am I wearing an ascot? I didn't notice.
Superficial, sarcastic, and utterly self-obsessed, Tom may be Leslie Knope's right-hand man at the Pawnee Parks Department, but he's frequently unreliable, as his goals usually involve picking up women or finding other ways to benefit himself.
Yes, I have a question for the hot one. First off, I just want to say I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't think angels could fly so low.
As terrible as he is at most of what he does, Tom at least aims high and displays creativity and flair in his schemes, which is all Slytherin can ask for.
Tails? The details. Most people would probably say the deets. I say the tails.
Number 2. Aladdin. Aladdin. The eponymous character of this Disney film may be the protagonist, but he's a Slytherin through and through.
Getting into trouble a little early today, aren't we, Aladdin?
Trouble? No way. You're only in trouble if you get caught. Gotcha! I'm in trouble.
Aladdin is a street rat who steals to survive, which is in keeping with the Slytherin's tendencies to disregard the rules. But he has big dreams and ambitions as well. He's clever enough to outfox soldiers and the clever villain Jafar. Aladdin is also a consummate liar, who will do and say anything to be with Jasmine.
No, I never actually wished to get out of the cave. You did that on your own. Well, I feel sheepish.
Sure, this does get him into trouble, but despite his missteps, she still falls for him in the end. He just needs to work on his relationship with snakes.
You stay out of this.
Whoo boy, some of these are hot takes, but I stand by them 100%. Some of these honorable mentions might be surprising, but our number 1 is a pretty safe bet.
Before you go, wear one of these.
Look, mustache. You gotta stop everything.
Yes, we did. Now walk away.
I stood up for you, and you lied to me. You liar!
It's called a hustle, sweetheart. And I'm not the liar. He is.
No, I'm no sociopath. I always know what I'm doing is wrong. I'm just a guy that doesn't like taking tests, doing work, or getting yelled at. So if you think about it, that makes me the sanest person here.
Oh, sorry I'm late. Oh, God, that sounded insincere. I'm late.
Maggie, I'm sorry you missed your pacifier, but when a mother makes a decision, she has to stick by it. Okay, you can have it back.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Peter Littlefinger Baelish, Game of Thrones. Although the dog-eat-dog land of Westeros is filled to the brim with social climbers, one character has them all beat. Peter Baelish, also known as Littlefinger.
I did warn you not to trust me.
Born into a minor noble house, Littlefinger manages to acquire both money and important positions by hook, crook, murder, scheming, and just about every crime in the book.
I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life. Your sister.
A master manipulator who sets in motion many events in the series, which results in untold deaths, Littlefinger wants power, and no one and nothing stays his hand in his pursuit of it.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail, and never get to try again.
The Sorting Hat would probably shout Slytherin just by being in the same room with him.
Slytherin!
There's not a witch or wizard who went bad who wasn't in Slytherin.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.